you know that picture of Ben Affleck with the Dunkin' Donuts coffee, like smoking a cigarette by a wall?
Yeah.
I think Ben Affleck is the ultimate melancholy brunette of us all, really. It's someone who like maybe thinks too much and is like confronted by the sadness of reality at all times and is kind of letting it wash over themselves and thinking about it poetically.
Orlando in love, write 69 cantos for melancholy brunettes and sad women. The breeze carries salt and sipping milky broth. He cast his gaze towards the sea out the Winnebago.
Michelle, welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole Festival.
Thank you.
How was the rainy trip all the way to this festival site?
So far so good. I've managed to not get wet yet, but I'm bracing myself for the set.
So how are you doing in the festival season with Glastonbury, with all the shows, with everything? Yesterday in Utrecht and Tivoli Vredenburg.
Yeah, it's been eventful. A few years ago, we almost missed playing Glastonbury because of travel issues, and this time too, our bus broke down in Sweden on day one of tour, so we've just been having a rough go of it. Our gear didn't arrive till 2 hours before the set, so it's been a trial of a year for a lot of these festivals, but hopefully this one goes a little bit smoother. It seems like it's going well so far, despite the rain.
Yeah, and you are a person to me that you can do everything. I loved your book. I love your music, and you seem like a person to me that's like always in control, that they, you know, if a van would broke down, if tour scheduling is rough, I feel like you are the person that like, oh, I think it's gonna go okay. Are you calm?
No, I'm
cool,
not.
collective?
I'm definitely not like that at all. I was pretty calm and collected, and then like I got really upset in Bristol once we found out that our bus was still broken and had a minor meltdown. But I'm back and I'm okay now, and feeling in good spirits.
Yeah. Happy to talk to you. Let's talk about the record. For Melancholy Brunettes and Sad Women, what is... I would like to ask, who is the ultimate melancholy brunette or sad woman?
When I think of the ultimate melancholy brunette, I think of like, I don't know, maybe like one of the Brontes, Charlotte or Emily Bronte, maybe Mary Shelley, maybe like Sylvia Plath, like I think a lot of like great melancholic, or like Ben Affleck. You know that picture of Ben Affleck with the Dunkin' Donuts coffee, like smoking a cigarette by a wall? I think Ben Affleck is the ultimate melancholy brunette of us all, really. It's someone who like maybe thinks too much and is like confronted by the sadness of reality at all times and is kind of letting it wash over themselves and thinking about it poetically.
Yeah, and I think like I love romanticizing melancholy, but I think like our fucked up society really treats women differently in this concept compared to men. Like if you mentioned the Ben Affleck like kind of meme, everyone thinks, that's funny. But with women, it's like, you should shut up. That's what they tell you, right?
Oh, I don't know. I think I've seen some like melancholic pictures of various like celebrities smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee, and it's also pretty celebrated. I mean, she's not a brunette, but when I think of like the Nicole Kidman picture of her allegedly post-divorce, I think of that as like some beautiful melancholy. So I don't know. I think it's changing.
Can you tell me a little bit about the record? Because you went to the studio, not in the DIY spaces to record it. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was great. It was the first time I was in a proper studio at Sound City, where Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty and Nirvana have all cut like amazing records at. And I worked with Blake Mills on this album, and I think we made something really delicate and beautiful. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.
And can you describe what made you want to work with Blake? Like, for example, the Perfume Genius record, like great music.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to just make like a capital A artist record, and I thought that he was kind of the perfect person to do it. I think he has a really singular touch, and he's one of the most amazing guitar players of our time, I think. And so I knew I wanted this one to be a real guitar-focused album, and that he was the right person to kind of tap for it. We met each other in 2023, I think in July. I was kind of like speed dating different producers to see who would be a good fit. And
That sounds like an interesting process as well.
yeah, it was interesting, and it was also just kind of like I imagine speed dating is. Like sometimes it's really great and sometimes it's really awful. But yeah, we worked on the song Mega Circuit together, and he brought in Jim Keltner, who is like this incredible session drummer. He's a traveling Wilbury. He played on Dolly Parton records. He played on Neil Young records. He played on all of the different Beatles solo albums. And yeah, so he had like this amazing magical kind of percussive touch. He calls him like the life giver. And yeah, it was really an amazing part of the process, and I definitely felt like that was the way to go about this record.
How does that feel for you? I know you probably answered this question like multiple times, but to bring such personal lyrics to the studio with people you, of course, have to feel safe, but it sounds so personal to me, like so sensitive. So to bring it to others and to make it into songs.
Yeah, I mean, I think
like vulnerable is
for me, they're very personal, but you know, because they're so fragmentary by nature, they're quite impressionistic. They are rather cryptic, I've discovered, you know, especially after writing a book. I realized that a lot of the times people don't really know what I'm talking about in my lyrics. So there's a lot of stuff to hide behind sonically and just in the nature of the form itself.
Yeah.
So I've gotten kind of used to it, and things that I think that are going to be really revealing, actually a lot of people don't really know and have their own interpretations of. So it's kind of a safe zone.
The record sounds like so romantic with the dreamy strings on Orlando in Love, Winter in LA, Little Keys and Little Girl. But you said that you actually wanted to make a creepy record.
Yeah,
is that true?
That is true.
What made it shape from creepy to romantic sounding record?
I don't know. A lot of the times when I have an idea of how I want a record to sound initially, it quickly is very difficult for me to keep up with. You know, when I made Soft Sounds from Another Planet, I knew I wanted it to be an album that was like a sci-fi concept record. And then I wrote like one song and found it difficult to write 9 other tracks about that concept. And so it became sort of a broader theme about disassociating and these kinds of space sort of motifs or whatever. Yeah. And I think similarly, I knew I wanted this record to be a harder, like creepier album. And I wrote songs like Honey Water and Mega Circuit that I think really feel that way. But then when I sat down to write, you know, more tracks that kind of had that feeling, I found it was really difficult, and just like I didn't artistically, I couldn't bring myself to make a bunch of songs that sound like, I found it to be really restrictive, and so it kind of broadened out to be, I think, 10 songs that are just kind of eerie, and there's like something menacing lurking beneath the surface of all of them, but they're not as like hard and creepy throughout the way that I initially intended.
What would be the perfect place, you would say, to have a first listen to the album? Maybe that when you finished everything, the tracklist was complete, and then you go into a car with a crappy or excellent sound system to see back to forth if it's worth it.
I mean, I think ideally a great sound system is great. I mean, I think it's a record that I want people to listen to closely and alone. And for me, the records that have really stuck with me are always when I'm walking around a city with headphones on, or on a plane or in a car, and I'm like really stuck and I can't do anything but just listen to that record. Yeah. And those are the records that have stuck with me the most. Actually, Ichiko Ayoba's record is one of those where I listened to alone when I was traveling in Sweden by myself. I was just walking around the old town listening to her album, and because I had that experience, her music has stuck with me so deeply. And so I hope that people can find their way into the record that way.
Yeah. So it's also like memorized to you a specific time and place, the first listen, or just nothing else, just the music, no distractions.
We're so used to like music being on and so just like in the background. And I think this is a real like close listen record that ideally you're listening to alone and not in the middle of doing something else, but you're like really engaging with it.
Bailing round the mega circuit, kicking mud off ATVs, plotting blood with your incel unit. I could be the home you need, but I'm gonna ride my baby and shuffle good. Come on.
How does that work for you in personal life, like consuming media and writing and listening to music? Are you forcing yourself to like focus and put phones away and just take the time? Because that's so hard.
Totally, yeah.
I sound so millennial, but like it's hard.
Yeah, I think especially on tour when like your brain is half gone, it's hard to focus on things. But yeah, I like to read on tour, and I think especially there's been a lot of like long drives on this tour, so I've been listening to a lot of records again, like front to back, and really enjoying them.
Yeah. And do you combine like the fans from both your music and your books, like what they, for example, Goodreads? Do you like the app, or do you look at it, like what people review
no,
or no?
No, I try not to look at that kind of thing. Yeah.
Because it's interesting to me. Like it sounds so much fun because I'm the nerd on Last of Them, on Goodreads, on Tumblr as well. So for me, it feels like best of both worlds come together.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's such a thing as a music book club, like all the art combined together.
I don't know.
Do you have a book club?
No.
No. What are you reading at the moment?
I just finished Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own and liked it. And then I'm about to start reading Miranda July's on, I think it's on All Fours.
Yeah.
But I haven't started it yet. Yeah. What else did I read this year? Before that, I reread a Laurie Moore book of short stories that I just am blanking on the name of at the moment. And various things. Yeah.
And are you still writing as well? Because you went to South Korea like 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year.
Last year.
Yeah, I'm slowly working on that book. I thought I might have more time to do it on tour, but it's been hard. So I think I have a few days off in Spain, and then I have 3 weeks off in July, and I'm going to start trying to write more of it there.
Do you write at home, or are you like cabin in the woods kind of person?
I love a cabin in the woods for sure. Yeah.
Can you reveal a little bit about what's coming up?
Last year I spent the year learning Korean and living abroad, and my next book is about that process, about living there. And we're actually on tour with Minhui Lee, who's a South Korean artist that I met while living abroad, and it's been really fun getting to hang out on this European run. What
can we expect of the festival set today? Because we're also airing this on radio.
Oh, great.
So for the listeners, a Japanese breakfast show at a festival site. What's
I mean, especially at a festival, now we have 4 records, so we can kind of pick and choose like the biggest bops, and I think it's going to be really fun. We have a 6-piece band. They're all much better musicians than I am, so I don't know. We've gotten really tight. We've toured together for a long time now, and I think it'll be really fun. It's like clearly going to be really wet, and I think it'll be a fun, bombastic set.
Is there already maybe a song from your new record that changed for you because of the reaction of fans, or you feel like people are anticipating?
I really love playing the song Honey Water. I think we're going to start the set with that song. It's just like a really tough like song that is like really heavy and has like lots of guitars, and the reaction to that has been really fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.